Hi everyone, how is it going? Welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to present the lesson of I Read and Do of the second year English program sequence 1. I have worked on the text of the book. It is the only text you can find. If you want to bring another text, you just have to follow the same steps. Before I start, I'd like to say that a reading lesson follows PDP framework. It means pre-reading, during reading, and post-reading. In the pre-reading phase, you have to prepare your pupils for the reading phase. How do we prepare our pupils for the reading phase? We just have to show them some flashcards or ask them questions or play a game. The most important thing is that by the end of this phase, your pupils should have guessed or deduced the topic of the text. Second thing I want to say concerning whether the teacher has to read the text for her pupils, I say yes. You have to read the text for your pupils. Maybe you won't be the first to read the text. You're going to ask a good pupil at least to try to read the text, or you just have to ask them at home to prepare the text. So it's going to be like more fluent when they read in class. But I think that when the teacher reads the text for her pupils, she is like enhancing their reading skill, and she is showing them pronunciation. She is teaching them pronunciation of many words, and she is like training them for the reading skill. And it's very important that the teacher reads the text for her pupils. I know many inspectors and many teachers and many trainers have asked us to not read the text for our pupils, but I think that it is not really feasible to not read the text for an 11 years old pupil or 12 years old pupil. Another thing I want to say concerning the time which should be devoted to this lesson, I have to tell you that when you are dealing with reading, you have to, it's like an opportunity for you to introduce many activities. You have a text, so it is like a resource you're going to rely on to review many lessons that have been dealt with in the sequence. Why not introducing a pronunciation lesson? Why not introducing a grammar lesson? See reading as a chance for you to work on the text, to make your pupils scan the text, to enrich their vocabulary, and to work on their accuracy too. So here for this lesson plan, you should devote 2 sessions. 1 session won't be enough. Concerning the objective of the lesson, by the end of the lesson, my pupils will be able to talk about their profiles and their relatives. Here, I mean the profile of their relatives. So name, age, appearance, and job. And of course, it's an incomplete objective. If you want to add something, if you want to adopt this objective or adapt it, you are really free. Here, I just want to say something else. I know that ability has been removed from this year's planning. But in the text, we have a paragraph about ability. You're going to ask, what should I do? My pupils have not dealt with ability. Should I introduce it, or should I skip it, or should I explain it? Yes, you have to explain it. Reading is just the mind's food. If they haven't dealt with ability in grammar, it doesn't mean that you are not going to explain it in a text, because as you may know, the text is rich. Even even the text of their test or of their exam is going to be rich, and they are going to find things they haven't dealt with in the sequence or before. They're going to find it, they're going to like discover things. So this is the objective of the lesson. Now we move to the lesson plan. I explain again to novice teachers. So you are going to find in a lesson plan the time. You're going to find the framework. It means the steps you're going to go through in your lesson. You're going to find the procedure. It means every single activity you perform in class. Then you have TL or teacher learner focus. It means the role of the teacher and the pupil. For example, in the pre-reading phase, you're going to find that the teacher interacts with her pupil. So here it's teacher-pupil. pupil, teacher, or learner, teacher, teacher, learner. For example, if in an activity which requires a group work or a pair work, you're going to find LL. It means pupil to pupil or learner to learner. And by the end, you're going to find T. It means the teacher is going to correct or guide her pupils. Then you have the aim here. It's not the objective of the whole lesson, but the aim of each activity. Every single activity we introduce in the lesson has an aim or has a goal. Then you have materials. Materials, it means what are the tools that I use in my lesson. Textbooks, copybooks, books, handouts, boards, all these are materials. Then VAKT, it means visual, auditive, kinesthetic, and tactile. Here it has to do with the style of your pupils. For example, if I introduce a listening lesson, here I'm going to focus on the auditive aspect and the visual aspect of my pupils. If, for example, if we have an activity which requires touching or something like that, here we are dealing with kinesthetic and tactile. So here you just have to focus on the style of your pupils. We start with the warm-up. So here in the warm-up, it's the phase where you have to relax the atmosphere and make your pupils feel at ease. Then we move to pre-reading. Here you're going to prepare your pupils to deduce and guess the topic of the context and of the text. Here, I don't know if you have seen the topic of the text. So I ask them questions related to the context of my reading. So what do you do in your free time? Do you surf the net? You have to notice how did I go from general question to specific question. So it's from like from large to narrow. What do you do in your free time? Do you surf the net? Which social media do you use the most? Do you have a blog? Do you know what is a blog? What do people generally post on blogs? Here, since the text is about Muhammad Abu Hafs, who is posting his information on a blog, so I may explain to my pupils what is a blog and what is the content of a blog. So here it's a pre-reading phase. You have the choice to introduce your reading lesson the way you want. Here, the teacher says to her pupils, we are going to read a text about Muhammad Islam Abu Hafs, talking about himself, his appearance, his family, and his ability. Here you're going to make your pupils get familiar with the word ability in order to explain it later. So here, something very important in reading or in listening, you have to present the activities before you present the script or the text. It's very important. If you have the activities on handouts, you just have to distribute the handouts of the activities before they read the text, or you write them on the board before they read the text. Why? Because when they see the activities, when they see the questions, they're going to get familiar with the text, and they're going to it's going to be easy for them to understand the text better. So here you're going to, after they read, of course you're going to ask a good pupil to read, then you read, then you're going to ask some pupils to read the text. It's very important to repeat the text at least 5 times. Then you are going to explain the difficult words. This is something I didn't know before. I thought that this is going to be like through activities or after doing the activities. But once the inspector visited me and he told me that it is very important to explain he insisted, the difficult words. Of course, you're going to ask your pupils to underline the difficult words they encounter in the text, and you're going to explain to them in details, and you ask them to write the definition on their copybooks. Then you move to the while reading. After they read the text and after they have understood the difficult words and the gist of the text, you're going to move to the activities. Here I may use task 1, page 37 as a beginning. So you're going to ask them to do this activity, which is very, very, very important. your pupils. So in this activity, your pupils are able to know the nature, the type of the text, the source, the author. So you are teaching them many things through task 1. So it's very important to recognize the title, the author, and the source, and you have to explain to them the date of publication and the type of document. What is a blog page, what is an excerpt from a book, and what is an email. You have to explain the format. As I always tell you, the format is very, very important. Then you move to activity 1. Here I didn't use the activity of the book task 2 because it contains many information, and I may make of some points questions. So it contains many information. So I just kept first name, family name, age, height, build, hair, eyes, and hometown. So they're going to fill in this information. Here, what is the aim? Is to evaluate their ability to look for a particular information in the text. If your pupils are going to look for a particular information in the text, they are scanning the text. And it's not compulsory to start with a scheming, activity than scanning. You can start with scanning, then scheming. You're really free. Then we move to activity 2. Here, writing true or false. So Muhammad is from Algeria. His father is a teacher. He lives with his parents only. So here it's to enhance the scheming competency of my pupils. Then activity 3, I'm checking their scanning competence because I'm asking questions. So which competition is Muhammad preparing for, or what is the name of the competition, and does he like his cousins? Why? Here you have to introduce a WH question and a yes or no question to make like a variety of activities. Then here, activity 4, to enrich their vocabulary, I have asked them to match the opposites. Okay, so we have tall, fat, with, few, with, thin, without, many, and short. Just have to match, and it's going to enrich their vocabulary. You don't have to choose like adjectives related to appearance, because they help with these adjectives in the sequence. They don't know what is with, what is without. Maybe they don't know what is many. No, it's like it's going to be good to introduce new items. Then we move to activity 5, circle the silent letters in these words. Here, these are words that I picked out from the text. So handsome, grandparents, and hour. So they're going to, through this activity, I'm going to review the silent letters. Then we move to the post-reading phase. Here they're going to reinvest prior knowledge to perform a communicative task. They're going to answer these questions. Of course, you have to contextualize your activity. So your friend wants to know, your new classmate wants to know about you. Answer his questions. What is your name? What is your age? And what do you look like? Here, if they don't understand this question, you may say, are you tall? Are you slim? So that they understand better. Who do you live with? Here they're going to talk about their family. And where is your school located? Here I have introduced school to review the lesson of location markers and of the school description. That's all, my dear followers. I hope it was useful. If you have any question, of course, don't hesitate. We'll meet inshallah in another video where I present a lesson of I think and write. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.